this video, we'll review some important maintenance tips to help keep your Thermo TSG series laboratory freezer operating efficiently and effectively. Let's begin with your freezer's location. It's an important consideration when installing a new freezer or moving an existing freezer to a different location. Make sure there is a minimum of 6 inches of space on the sides and rear of the freezer, and 12 inches at the top. It's also important not to position the freezer in direct sunlight or other heat sources. With the freezer in the right place, you're almost ready to start loading. Before you do, allow it to operate at the desired temperature for a minimum of 24 hours. Load one shelf at a time, starting from the bottom. This helps ensure that the shelves and product are seated properly. After loading each shelf, allow the unit to recover to the desired set point before loading the next shelf. Here are some important guidelines to help make sure air can circulate properly and distribute the temperature evenly throughout the freezer's interior. Distribute items as evenly as possible. Temperature uniformity depends on air circulation, which could be impeded if the cabinet is overfilled, particularly at the top. Locate the load limit line inside the cabinet, and never load the unit above the load limit line. Do not load items against the wall. The freezer cargo should not extend past the edges of the shelves. With your freezer loaded and running, it's time to think about keeping the freezer's condenser filter clean. We recommend cleaning the condenser filter every 3 months. The filter is located in the back cage of the freezer. It can be accessed without removing the cage or disconnecting the power. To clean the filter, remove it by pulling upwards through the slot in the back cage. Shake the filter to remove loose dust. You can rinse the filter in clean water. Shake the filter again to remove excess water and let it dry. Reinstall the filter by pushing downwards through the slot in the back cage. What about cleaning the condenser itself? It's important because failure to keep the condenser clean can result in equipment warm-up or erratic temperatures. We recommend that you clean condensers at least every 6 months, and more often if your laboratory area is dusty. You should also consider if your lab or freezer location is a heavy traffic area. In heavy traffic areas, condensers get dirty more quickly. The condenser is located in the top rear of the machine compartment. To clean the condenser, first disconnect the power. Remove the filter. Vacuum the condenser and clean up any loose dust. Replace the filter. And reconnect the power. Now, let's review some of the things you can do from time to time to help keep your TSG series freezer operating efficiently. Periodically check the gaskets around the door for punctures or tears. Warm air leaks are indicated by condensation or frost at the point of gasket failure. And a quick note about gaskets. Nothing should be routed through the door gasket, like an independent temperature sensor. Use the access port for probes and ensure that they're sealed properly to prevent air exchange. You should keep door gaskets clean and frost-free by wiping them gently with a soft cloth. Make sure that the alarm battery is working because it powers the display and alarms during a power outage and powers the display showing that the unit is recharging when power resumes. It is recommended to have a certified technician replace the alarm battery every 12 months at most or when the alarm is active. If the unit is going to be stored with the power off, allow it to warm up and dry out with the door open before storage. Access the direct function BOF and switch to on. This will activate the battery storage status. If you forget to do this and store the unit with the BOF set to off, you'll hear a chirping sound to remind you to activate the battery storage status. TSG series laboratory freezers feature an automatic defrost capability. The defrost timer will activate a defrost approximately every 5 or 7 hours depending on the model. Under normal conditions, it will initiate at the end of a cooling cycle. During this time, there will be a slight increase in the display temperature on the user interface. Defrost water is collected in a pan in the rear, and it evaporates using the heat from the refrigeration system. No maintenance is required. If you notice excess frost or ice buildup inside the freezer, it can be due to warm air entering the freezer from extended door openings, leaking gaskets, or unsealed portholes. In these types of cases, the automatic defrost feature may not be able to remove frost or ice buildup. This is why maintenance in managing the frequency and duration of door openings is important. Excess frost or ice buildup will inhibit freezer cooling, and the freezer needs to be manually defrosted. To perform a manual defrost, turn off the power to the unit and allow all of the frost and ice to melt. With proper care and maintenance, your TSG series laboratory freezer will protect your product and samples for many years. Thank you for watching. Visit thermofisher.com/TSG to learn more.